Imagine living in a world where every dollar you earn already has a purpose. A world where money doesn't control you, you control it. The truth is, there's a powerful saving system practiced for generations, responsible for creating some of the world's most disciplined savers. The Chinese approach to money. And today, we're breaking down not just what it is, but how you can use these frugal living tips, money-saving tricks, and lifestyle cost-saving habits to radically transform your finances, no matter your age, income, or background. Stay with me because the most important part isn't the rules, it's the mindset behind them. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic: why Chinese families are some of the best savers on the planet, and how the cultural habits behind their financial discipline can transform your own budgeting strategies, frugal habits, and long-term financial stability. I grew up in a Chinese household where money wasn't just a number, it was a symbol of survival, pride, and future security. People sometimes ask if I'm half Asian, but I'm fully Chinese. My mom is from Beijing, my dad is from Shanghai, and growing up between China, Hong Kong, and the US gave me a close look at two very different financial cultures. China has a gross savings rate of 45.9%, the US usually between 3.5% and 5%. That's not a small gap, it's a chasm. And the question is, why? Let's break down the cultural psychology behind Chinese saving habits, because understanding the why behind these patterns will help you apply the same financial discipline in your own life, whether you want to build wealth, cut expenses, or just adopt more effective frugal strategies. And while we go through this, I'll naturally weave in money-saving tricks, side hustle ideas, frugal living tips, budgeting tips, frugal habits, and even the best side hustle for students, because financial improvement is never one-dimensional. The cultural roots of saving. One of the most interesting things about Chinese culture is that saving money is considered honorable, not optional, not a personality trait, it's a value. As children, we were taught early, often through the iconic red envelopes called hongbao, that money isn't meant to be spent casually. Parents often encourage kids not to rush out and spend their lucky money, but to save it. This isn't just a habit, it's a psychological blueprint. Even during Chinese New Year, instead of saying Happy New Year, people often say Gong Xi Fa Kai, I hope you get rich. It's baked directly into the holiday greetings. Wealth is linked to well-being, social status, and stability. That's why money-saving strategies are second nature in many households. It's not about being cheap, it's about respecting money and treating it like a long-term companion rather than a disposable resource. In the West, consumer culture pushes the opposite message. Sales, discounts, financing, buy now, pay later. Everywhere you turn, something encourages people to spend money, even money they don't have. This is why frugal living tips are often seen as hacks or niche strategies. In China, they're a lifestyle. Financing versus cash culture. Chinese people traditionally avoid debt. Financing, credit card balances, long-term loans, these are typically seen as unnecessary burdens. In the US, financing is normal. Financing a phone, financing a computer, financing furniture, financing a vacation, financing school, financing a cup of coffee practically. But Chinese households often prefer to pay in cash or avoid buying something until the full amount is available. It's a natural, frugal strategy. By eliminating unnecessary interest payments, you automatically increase your savings rate. This also ties into frugal habits like delaying gratification, buying only what you need, and stretching the lifespan of items. These are not just money-saving tricks, they're long-term lifestyle cost-saving philosophies. Deep roots, the one-child policy effect. Another massive influence on Chinese saving culture was the one-child policy. Because most families had just one child, all economic expectations, family legacy, retirement support, and financial responsibility were concentrated onto a single individual. This had several ripple effects. 1. Families spent less raising multiple children. More kids equals more expenses. One kid equals concentrated investment and more leftover income to save. 2. Men were pressured to appear financially stable. Because male children were highly valued for carrying the family name, families felt pressured to make their sons appear financially secure, especially in a competitive marriage landscape where the male-to-female ratio was skewed. That meant saving intensely, investing, and avoiding unnecessary consumption. Even today, many Chinese families prioritize putting money away for a future home for their child, something often expected in Chinese marriage traditions. 3. Economic safety net concerns. With rapidly aging populations and pressure on government pension systems, there's a widespread belief that relying on the state isn't enough. This leads Chinese workers to save aggressively for healthcare, old age, education, emergencies. When you understand this context, you understand why frugal strategies and frugal habits are so deeply ingrained in Chinese culture. The Chinese secret to saving money. Let's get to the part you are most curious about. Chinese money secret. It's not extreme minimalism. It's not depriving yourself. It's not living on rice and noodles. It's something far simpler. They account for every single dollar. Your money always knows where it's going. Nothing is leftover money. Nothing is extra money. Nothing is spend it because I feel like it. This is extremely similar to the zero-based budgeting method used in the West. Here's how it works. Your income minus expenses equals zero. That doesn't mean you spend everything. It means you assign everything. If you make $4,000 a month, every dollar must be assigned to rent, groceries, transportation, insurance, savings, investments, debt payments, emergency fund, sinking funds, retirement goals. This budgeting style forces you to become brutally honest about your spending, eliminate leaks, build strong frugal habits naturally, and create intentional money-saving strategies. If you've struggled with budgeting tips before, this system is a game changer. It also pairs well with side hustle income, because when you earn more money through a side hustle like freelancing, online tutoring, small reselling, or the best side hustle for students like social media management, zero-based budgeting ensures your new income doesn't disappear due to lifestyle creep. 4 core Chinese money principles. These 4 pillars shape the Chinese financial mindset and will change your life if you apply them. 1. Avoid luxury for status. Many Chinese people avoid flashy luxury goods and status symbols unless they have already achieved financial security. Luxury doesn't equal success. Savings equals success. This philosophy naturally aligns with frugal living tips and frugal strategies. It teaches humility, intentionality, long-term thinking. Western culture often encourages the opposite, spend to look successful. But that mindset drains your bank account faster than anything. 2. The 10-to-1 rule. Live on as little as possible. Growing up, my dad came from poverty in Shanghai. He often went to sleep hungry. When he was able to buy food, it was a plain, tasteless white bun called mantou. Because of this upbringing, he developed a powerful savings rule. For every $10 he earned, he tried to live on $1. Did he always achieve it? Of course not, but the mindset mattered. Even when he had to spend $7, $8, or $9 of his $10, the habit of trying to minimize his spending shaped him into a disciplined saver. This rule is an extreme example of lifestyle cost-saving psychology. It teaches scarcity discipline first and abundance mindset second. And if you combine this with money-saving tricks like cooking at home, delaying purchases, avoiding subscriptions, choosing affordable brands, you suddenly free up enormous savings potential. 3. Needs over wants with logic. Chinese families teach children early how to distinguish between necessary spending, emotional spending, ego spending, luxury wants. If something is a genuine need, especially health-related, like a good ergonomic chair, it's okay to spend more for long-term value. But when it comes to wants, the rule is simple. Only buy it if the cost per use is low. For example, a $350 wallet is fine if it will last 5+ years. Otherwise, it's a bad purchase. This mindset builds strong frugal habits, budgeting awareness, intentional decision-making, less impulsive spending. These are the foundations of effective frugal strategies. 4. Eat at home, save at home. One of the most universal frugal living tips, eat at home. Eating out destroys budgets. Not sometimes, not occasionally, always. In many Chinese households, including mine, eating out was reserved for special occasions. Daily meals were home-cooked, shared, frugal, and communal. This one lifestyle choice alone could save families hundreds of dollars per month. And when you combine it with other frugal strategies like meal prepping, bulk buying, and avoiding food waste, you unlock huge long-term savings. So that's the foundation of Chinese money-saving wisdom. If you find this video useful, make sure you're subscribed, drop a like, and comment below. Which of these Chinese money habits do you want to try first?